Okay, so last week we did research about, you picked a photographer out of the ones that I showed you guys. Bless you. I think I assigned a Google slide presentation where you had to write out, notes about that one photographer. You had to research, you had to find out facts, find quotes, and we still have a few people that haven't turned that in. If you're one of those, you need to do that as soon as possible, because every day late, I take off more points. What I'd like to introduce to you guys right now. Our next Google slide, I want to frame it in a certain way. Maybe it'll help you out. Gosh darn it. Hold up for a second. Let me pause. Anyways, on our next Google slide presentation that you guys are going to turn in, you're still going to pick one of the photographers that I'm going to show you guys. But what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to frame your Google slides this way. And I want you to write this down. You should have a Google slide about their brain. What was the photographer thinking? Especially when they took a photo. Okay, so you're going to have a photo, one of their photos, off to the right or the left, and then you're going to tell me what they were thinking. Bless you. Next thing I want you to talk about, the next slide, should be what was the individual visioning? What was the genre that they were going for? What was the style that they were shooting in? Bless you again. Mouth. The next one is a quote. The voice. What they wanted to say with that photograph. Again, with each one of these slides, you're going to give an example of their photography. And you're going to tell me each one of these. What they were thinking, what was the genre, a quote, what they wanted to say. The next slide in your presentation about this photographer should be about their hands. What they used to express their vision. How did they build the shot? Sometimes, some of these photographers literally have to manufacture things just to lay out their shot. So what were their hands doing? How did they do it? Next slide should be about their causes, the burdens that they're trying to get out there, the awareness that they're trying to create. Travis? No. Next one is the heart. How the photographer felt about their artwork. The back or background. Do they have any specific training Any kind of official jobs that dealt with whatever they were doing? And the last one is Achilles' heel. Any obstacles that they had to overcome? Each one of these slides has to deal with the body of the photographer. So again, the brain, the eyes, the mouth, hands, shoulders, heart, back, and Achilles' heel. Each one of those slides should be titled that. You should give me an example photograph, and then you should fill out what you think applies for each one of these topics. I'll give you guys an example. I don't know how to, if I can do this. Yeah, I can. Let's say that my photographer that I pick is Ansel Adams. How can I get this photo on the screen for you guys? I guess I'm just going to have to stop the slideshow. Okay. So Ansel Adams, I've talked to you guys about Ansel Adams before. This is just one of his photos. He was most well known for his photography in our national parks. Okay. So if this is me, and I'm filling out my Google slide about Ansel Adams. Ansel Adams. Brain, preserve the country's wild scenic areas on film. That's an example of this. Eyes, the genre, black and white landscapes. He always did black and white. Rarely ever put anything out in color. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, let's see. It's recording again. Mouth. So here's one of his quotes. There are always two people in every picture, the photographer and the viewer. Okay. So that was said by him. Again, you guys are going to have to look out for or research your individual photographers. Hands. He had to literally use large view cameras. It's a special type of camera in order to get these wide panoramic photos. This is before the iPhone. So all of his technology that was using was pretty hardcore. It was really, really heavy to lift up, to hike to these specific vantage points to get these shots. He had to plan out the timing of the day, the lighting, everything. It was grueling. Shoulders. Now, this, again, shoulders is the burdens or causes. So his cause was he believed in creating that national park system and that the photography as an art form could help with that. Heart. Man and nature live in harmony. Again, all of his photos were about nature, about the beauty of it all, and man living alongside of that. The back, his formal kind of training and work, he taught at the Art Center, LA, and in San Francisco Art Center. He started the group F64, and his Achilles heel. He actually broke his nose and was a pretty sickly kid with very few friends. So he wasn't, as a kid, an outdoorsman. But he had to overcome that. Again, in order to get these amazing, beautiful shots, he literally had to teach himself how to exist, right, in the outdoors. So that is, if I was doing this about Ansel Adams. That makes sense? You guys good? All right, so I'm going to show you guys this slideshow. And for our next research, you guys are going to pick one of these photographers. I'm not going to tell you anything about them. All I'm going to do is I'm going to show you their styles, and I will let you pick which one you want to look into and research and develop a Google slide presentation on. Okay? And remember, your Google slide presentation is going to be brain, eyes, mouth, hands, shoulders, heart, back, and Achilles heel. Okay? So here we go. We have Emily Blinco. And again, I'm not going to tell you anything about her. I am going to show you examples. Again, you pick which one you want to go with. So this is Emily Blinco. This is one example. Here's another. So there you go. That's Emily. Now, we have Alex McLean. Next one is Christina Makiva. And our last option for you guys is Mitchell Wu. I've shown a couple examples of these in the past for one of our previous assignments, so you're going to recognize some of these. All right, so you have 4 possibilities. Again, Mitchell Wu, Christina Makiva, Alex McLean. And the last one, Emily Blinco. So just from seeing those examples, I want you to pick one to research. Find out all you can about these people. And then, using this system, I want you to develop a Google slide presentation with each one of these using a different photo and stating what you think they were thinking, what they were visioning, giving us a quote, how they built their layouts, their shots, any kind of causes that they were pushing or involved with, how they felt about their artwork, their background or training, and any obstacle that they personally had to overcome in order to become a skilled photographer. Again, I'm not making you guys write an essay, okay? The other photography classes have to do the essays, but I'm making you do more visual things. I think that speaks more, and I'm a more visual kind of guy. So we're going to be making these Google slide presentations. I just need you to do the legwork and the research and find out all you can about your photographer that you pick. Any questions? Yeah.
Is it one picture for each of those?
Yes. One picture for each slide for each one of these statements. Okay? One example. Any other questions? All right, let's get to it.